everyone! Today we're going to be making some gluten and dairy-free baked carrot cake donuts. Welcome back to my channel. I'm DIY Deborah. Let's get to it. You're going to start off here by showing you all of the ingredients. You have your choice of sweetener. You can use agave, maple syrup, coconut sugar, honey. In this recipe, I use agave. There's also almond flour, shredded coconut unsweetened, coconut flour, raisins, walnuts are optional, some melted coconut oil, salt, ginger, cinnamon, 2 eggs. You're also going to need a couple of bowls, and of course your donut tin that you are going to lightly grease. You are also going to be needing some baking soda and a half a cup of shredded carrot. So first we're going to add 1/4 cup of melted coconut, followed by our half a cup of grated carrot. We're then going to be adding our 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of agave nectar, and 1/4 cup of raisins. You're going to combine these ingredients and set aside while we mix the dry ingredients, which is coming up next. If you enjoy this type of content, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that like button. While you're at it, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload new videos. We are now going to be combining our dry ingredients. First, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut flour and 1 cup of almond flour, followed by 1/4 cup of unsweetened shredded coconut. We're then going to be adding our spices. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Once you mix your dry ingredients, you will then add to your wet mixture and combine well. You will then add your donut batter into a lightly greased donut pan, filling each cavity completely full. This recipe will yield exactly 6 donuts. You can fill each cavity completely filled to the top, as these donuts will not rise. So you don't have to worry about this. Once your donut batter is all in the pan, you're going to place in the oven and bake at 350 degrees for 12 minutes. While your donuts are baking in the oven, you're then going to work on making the frosting. In a separate bowl, you're going to be combining 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1/4 cup of your coconut plant-based cream cheese, 1/4 cup of plant-based butter or margarine. You could also use coconut oil. You're going to be adding a little bit of shredded carrot and a tablespoon of agave nectar. You're also going to be adding in 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and you will need your hand mixer to mix this icing well. By the time you're done making the icing, the donuts should be fully baked. They should be a lovely golden brown like you see here. You can take them out of the oven and let them cool for approximately 5 minutes before you turn them over and place them on a baking rack. You may need to carve them out a little bit so that they loosen from the pan. Be sure to let them completely cool, or else when you tip them over and put them on your baking rack, little chunks may come out. Now, the icing is going to cover this, so it's not a huge deal, but if they don't completely cool, they will stick in the pan and completely break apart. And you don't want that to happen after all of your effort in baking them. So once the donuts have cooled to room temperature, you can then ice them. This icing is a little too thick to dip the donuts in the icing, so you can just use a spoon or spatula and ice your donuts. Then you can sprinkle with your unsweetened grated coconut. And voila! Beautiful, gluten-free, dairy-free, baked carrot cake donuts. A nice alternative this Thanksgiving season. Thank you so much for joining me and tuning in today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye!